Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counseling. We are back with another Destiny 2 react. That's right. We are reacting to a video that is titled, "Is Destiny 2 Really That Bad?" This is by, let me kind
Destiny
of...
2. Oh, God, what a controversy.
By Bradley. Never heard of them before, but it's always interesting to see different people's takes, especially if they're new players, which it seems like Bradley might be new. So we're going to jump in and we're going to see what it's all about.
Destiny 2. Oh, God, what a controversial game. What a controversial game. Why? Just like everybody else that never played this game before, I never gave it an honest shot to form my own opinions.
I know I'm stopping right out the gate, but he's so right. I did a video talking about how Destiny didn't deserve being best ongoing game. And one of my objective reasonings was it's not as well known, or at least not well received among the larger community of gamers, right? Obviously within the niche, if you like Bungie, then you stuck along. If you didn't like Destiny 1, then you've already been gone for a long time. And so to assume that, oh, because it's just Bungie, everyone knows what Destiny is. Not everyone knows what Destiny is. And a lot of people come in and they're like, I didn't even realize this game was still going. And that is a really big problem with Destiny, is it doesn't have a lot of reach compared to like Halo used to have.
Instead of just asked other biased individuals on why the game sucks and what's going on with it. And the main reason that I can get from these individuals is, oh, the devs just don't care. Oh, the devs suck. Well, I'm thinking, almost all devs suck, brother. It's 2024. So I shelved the game for a couple of years.
I mean, with how things have been going, he's not wrong. He's really not wrong. But I would like to say that there are some really good devs out there. Even in Bungie, like Noah, he's the guy that's been, coming on some live streams and really hyping up. Like, he actually cares about the game. So there are some definitely devs out there, but he's not wrong. There's a lot of crappy developers out there right now.
And almost came close, and I was deciding between Warframe and Destiny, and ultimately chose Warframe. I've been streaming on Twitch the last couple of months, and my viewers have been just bombarding me and damn near flaming me to try this game, and I caved in.
By the way, I do think Warframe's community is better than Destiny's community. I also think Warframe's developers are better than Destiny, because they actually, if you actually look at their YouTube and look at their Twitch, they are actively streaming and playing and interacting with their community weekly. Whereas Bungie gives you a generic live stream where they pre-record things once in a blue moon and act like they care about you. There's like one dude who does care, but he's like doing his job and he can't carry the company on his back. Whereas the actual leaders, CEO and everything, like comes on and like, hey, what's up? I'm the director. What's up? And they play with their community. It's a night and day situation. The difference is one has a name brand of Bungie, and people think when they think Bungie, they think Halo, even though this Bungie has nothing to do with Halo and has probably most of the people who did work on Halo have long gone. But the magic that was once Bungie has long since left.
And I finally tried it. And oh my God, they were right. Not only do I understand why people hate this game, why people have some type of resentment towards the developers and even touching this game anymore, I also understand why people just cannot get enough of it. Like an unprofessional YouTuber with barely any subscribers, I've got a pros and a cons list that I'm gonna go over today. Let's start this video off with the glass half empty and jump right into the cons. Now, one of the main things I've heard from my viewers specifically is the removal of old content. I'm thinking, okay, is it just too old and like it was so dated they had to get rid of it? They got rid of DLCs that they bought and didn't refund their money. Now,
yep,
man,
still scummy.
I completely understand. I have never heard of a developer doing that. Hey, we got some.
Who would have thought Bungie will forever have a legacy of being the shittiest developer? Like even EA, who removes games. Like I think like the Crew got removed, which is pretty shitty. But even they don't remove DLC. They removed the game entirely, but they don't remove the DLC, which is pretty shitty. Like Bungie made a new like record in history of like being the shittiest company to ever remove paid content and not give you a refund.
We got a DLC and expansion pack for you guys. All right, we're gonna actually get rid of this in a couple of years, right? Yeah, okay. Now, for lack of a better term, man, that is fucking retarded. They couldn't remaster it. They couldn't revamp it. They couldn't do anything. They had to absolutely eliminate it. And for what I've heard, their official statement was that they wanted to make room for newer content. I can see the vision and what they're saying and try not to make the game files too big and whatnot, because
imagine if Call of Duty did that. Call of Duty's like, hey, let's not tell them about the 300 gigabytes that you have to use for our updates. It's just, I'm sorry. I think it's a little BS. Like, there have been like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy and Elden Ring, Elden Ring Online, whatever. And all these games have like, they say Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls. That's what I meant. Elder Scrolls. All these games have had expansions and they don't take away their stuff. That just tells me this was a shitty, unplanned game that Bungie didn't realize would ever last this long.
You don't need, you shouldn't have to buy a dedicated SSD for one game. I get it. However, I do not think eliminating it from the game completely and basically just flushing everybody's money down the toilet is even an option. This guy says, I've been playing since the original Destiny and have many hours in Destiny 2. My problem is not that I dislike the game. My problem is that I bought all the DLCs, took a break for a while, came back to find out those DLCs were removed. Essentially, I paid for content I was not able to complete. What's to stop them from doing anything like that again? As to them saying they won't do it again, do you really want to put your money on that? I've seen many devs go back on their word. Yep, this is...
First off, can I just note, I love the little accent he gets in there. I tell you what, brother, I feel you right there. But yeah, he's absolutely true. Like, he just talked about game devs being ass. And let's be honest, Bungie has a track record of being very deceitful and twisting their words and gaslighting the community. I would not trust them. Like, you have, I mean, technically they are sunsetting right now. They've pushed out the seasonal model. They're cutting back on the content that we're getting. Like, they're literally cutting down on expansions. We're getting less content and we're getting more seasonal bullcrap, which means technically you're getting less that's actually going to stay in the game and more that's going to be altered. So technically, in a way, they found a loophole out of their own words already.
Something that's absolutely uncalled for, especially if they're going to charge $40, $50.
Exactly.
$60 for a DLC, an expansion pack, whatever they got going on, and then they completely remove it from the game without letting you even know beforehand when you buy the DLC originally. Scumbags, which goes into my next point, is there's really no story in the game. Now, I've only got 4 hours or so in the game, and it felt like I just started in mid-game.
I think this is something to note, that he doesn't realize that Red War was the introduction to Destiny 2. It was the reason for being, and that's been scrapped. Like, if you've not gone through and done the New Light experience, it is such a boring, generic story. Like, it's almost like they tried to redo Destiny 1, but worse. Like, the introductory area for D1 was, in my opinion, much better than it is in D2, because D2, it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it felt like you could get your ship and do what you wanted to do, like, immediately for Destiny 1, but Destiny 2, like, you can't even do some of the fun stuff until you do this mile-long goddamn story. Now, they have changed it a little bit, where you can kind of skip and do some, like, the Final Shape expansion, which is good, but that it was more like a band-aid fix than actually improving the new player experience. They just like, hey, we're just gonna, we know you don't want to do all this quest log stuff, so we're just gonna let you like do the other stuff, but we're not gonna actually work on making a better introductory in general.
There's really not a lot of context to the story and the cutscenes and all the dialogue, and I'm just left with, huh?
Yeah.
What? I have no idea. And people in the chat are throwing their hands up. They can't even give me answers because where do you even start? Ultimately, it came down to me just holding in the circle button and just skipping through all the dialogue that I just couldn't even comprehend or properly digest to enjoy it. Another thing that I don't like as a new player specifically is the DLC spam. As soon as you finish a little quest or mini quest or whatever you're doing, you get an item that's a square and you click on it and it says acquire. And sometimes you'll click on a square to acquire and it's like, oh, it's actually a DLC. Get it now. Okay, get it now. Whoa, just brought up the Steam store. What the hell's going on? Hover over the weapon icon below and select it. Oh, is it sniper? Oh, shit, sniper. You know, I love my snipers. I love snipers. Nah, I don't read this. I'm a streamer. I don't read this. I just guess. I'd start clicking. Sure, give it to me.
I didn't even know it did that. Holy crap. What a bait. Hey guys, you want this cool little shiny toy? You want this shiny toy? Click on it. Oh wait, psych. We gotcha. You can't do it. Psych. Here is the funnel shape. You gotta have the funnel shape in order to get this exotic.
The fuck is this? Get it now? Give it to me. Hey! Destiny's literally trying to leak my credit card details on stream live. Now, this isn't a mobile game. I get it. It's free.
It's not free. Let's get that straight. That is such a misconception. It's free to try. There are some free components now that they've gave you, like, what, the Beyond Light now is free. I think Shadowkeep might be free. I'm not for sure, but the biggest parts of the game are not free. The seasonal content is not free. Raids, dungeons, except for like the free-to-play raids. Outside of that, they're paid content. It's not a free game. It's a free to try, and then if you want to actually indulge and partake in 80% of the game, you have to pay for it. You have to swipe your credit card.
I think you should respect your players a little bit more and not spam them with microtransactions. Like I said, get it, it's free. However, this does seem like a more complex demo, if you will. And
I know I'm pausing a lot, but like you can tell he didn't really dive that deep because he's assuming that it's just microtransactions, but he doesn't realize that was core content. The final shape was core content. It wasn't just microtransactions. Like, that was the part of the game. That is massive part of the game with the raid and all the exotics and weapons that are attached to it. Like, there's an entire world that's attached to it. Like, there's a lot that he's not comprehending. And that's the new player experience. That is the perfect summary of the new player experience where you don't even know what you're buying. You don't even know what you're looking at. Like, he just looks at a pop-up and he's like, oh, it's just a microtransaction. He doesn't realize how important it really is. And that's the thing. Can new players actually make a value assessment and understand, is this game worth investing in? Because they don't know how much they actually have to invest to actually play until they start buying into it. They buy one expansion. Oh, well, you can't do this. You need to do this. Well, I've already, it's the fallacy of like, oh, I've already spent some money in it, so I need to spend more money, because if I don't spend money, then the money I spent is a waste. So then before you know it, you're spending hundreds of dollars on expansions and DLC and all this other crap. And you're like, well, crap, I'm stuck. Welcome to the club. You now have Stockholm Syndrome.
now, I have seen people online say that the game is too grindy and doesn't respect your time. Personally, I played RuneScape since 2005, 200 mil all skills. To me, this game isn't grinding. You can't grind more than that. So I don't agree with the people, but I completely
thank you. I think there are too many people who, and I will say this, and it pisses people off every time. There are too many people who complain about the grind. Yes, could the grind be improved? Yes. But there are people who want their golden sticker. They're like, I play for an hour and I want what I want within that hour. That's not what a looter shooter is. That's not what an MMO is, even though it's an MMO with a Halloween mask. That's what Destiny 2 is. If you play a game that has actual grind in it, like he said, RuneScape, That's worse. Like people like Destiny 2 is like a baby's first MMO. People who bitch and complain about grind have no idea what real grind is. And thank you for pointing out the stats. Oh my God, the amount of hours you put in to grind out your stats is so goddamn long. But hey, it's the game you play. You don't like it, don't play it.
Understand that if a game's too grindy, it really can turn people off, players off, veterans off, new players off, just because you don't always have time to do things in games because you got jobs, you got kids, you got dogs, you got grass to mow, you got things to do. Now let's talk about the pros, specifically in my personal experience playing the game for the first time ever. The graphics. As soon as I loaded in, the graphics were insane. And I get it, a lot of games nowadays have good graphics, I get it. However, I came from the Warframe side of the looter shooter, and I'm comparing Warframe and Destiny specifically as the new player, and Destiny wins the cake on this one. Also,
Destiny does, and I think the art of Destiny is premium, right? That's one of the things that makes it pop out more than games like Warframe, is that Warframe focuses on gameplay and enjoyment, whereas Destiny has the base foundation of good gunplay, but it focuses on the pretty factor. And sometimes it makes me annoyed because they focus too much on the pretty factor. Like, oh, it looks pretty, but it plays like ass. Or like some of the content is really good looking, but it's really ass. But you've got to say, you can't say anything about Destiny when it comes to the art because it really is good. Like the skyboxes are some of the best things about the game. And it's something that is almost iconic of Bungie at this point, is their skyboxes, their ability to make environments that are really cool and neat. And so, I mean, they did. Yeah, I mean, they've had years of practice, so I hope they've really honed that edge, but you'd think they would hone the edge on the rest of the game too, but
So with the graphics go hand in hand with the UI. The UI is very minimal. It's very simple and minimal while you're engaged in combat, while you're moving through the map, so you can see everything and it's beautiful. Love it. The combat is very engaging. It's very immersive. When I shoot an enemy, I can see the health bar go down each shot it hits. I got the hit marker icon, and I think I even hear whenever I'm hitting an enemy as well. And I love it. It's very, I feel like I'm there. That's what I really like. Looter shooters sometimes feel like you kind of just hit an ability and all these things die. It almost doesn't even feel real, like it's even happening. In Destiny, for me, starting out, I really saw the enemies die. I really saw the damage that I was dealing to.
I mean, when you see a Cabal head pop off or the fallen ether come out of them, like you can tell, like, yeah, they're dead. Or when you see them blow up, they're definitely dead. Like, yeah, I would say it's very visually, it's satisfying. Seeing things just die in this game is very satisfying.
To the enemies with the numbers and the health bars going down. I can even see that some of them had like 2 or 3 different sections of their health bar, and I can see those go down individually. Loved it. It was great. Now, the combat and the movement was spectacular to me because I come from a Halo background. I'm even doing a Halo playthrough on my Twitch, and I am loving it. There was at one point where I got flashbacks from Legendary, The Flood. Playing Legendary, Halo 1 Legendary. I did that. Oh, shit, baby. We got the shotgun from The Flood. Got the shotgun from The Flood. Now, the menus and sub-menus were a little hard to figure out at first.
They're ass. The sub-menus are ass.
I had to really use 100% of my brain to really understand where it was wanting me to go. Oh, you want me to go here? Okay, some planet called EZ or something. All right, I got to go there. Where do I go? Trying to figure it out. Chad had to help me. And it's a different planet. Okay, now it's a different planet. Let's go there. But it pretty much tells you specifically, press the middle pad. Now press L1 and then look at your quest tab. Like, it was very hand-holdy in the beginning, which was good. However, the hand-holdy got a little too much for me, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I really like for them to just kind of throw me out there, and if I either fly or I fail. That's me personally. I like that.
Which is an interesting idea, is because some people feel like the game doesn't do good enough to explain things. And I think what he's talking about is that it's handholdy on certain things that when you stop to think about it, like, okay, you're focusing too much on this one thing, but what about other things that people have no idea about? Like mods. Is there a section about mods? What about your sparrow? Like, for me, like, there's a part where you could just load up your sparrow, but how many people know what button to hit to summon your sparrow? Does it actually tell you how to summon a sparrow? Like, crap like that is the basics that it doesn't do good enough to explain.
That play style, but it was a little too hand-holdy for me, and I may have lost my cool once or twice.
Welcome home, Guardian.
I'm gonna skip because they ain't saying nothing. I'm gonna skip because they ain't saying nothing. Shut the fucking goddamn fuck up. God damn it. Bro,
It do be like that, though. It do be like that, where they just say the most long-winded bullshit that has nothing to do with anything, and they just talk to talk. It's like, Guardian, we are here to tell you that you are awesome. Thank you for saving us. Let's get some snow cones. By the way, his name is Jeff. His favorite number is 21, and we want to thank you. Oh, by the way, the Fallen are now invading America.
I honestly, seriously want these goddamn pop-ups to
my
fucking
God,
get
the
off my
pop-ups are so annoying.
fucking damn.
Wait until he actually gets like all the subclasses unlocked, and every time he interacts with something, he gets a flash on his screen saying, you've unlocked these subclasses, even though you've unlocked them like a long time ago. Wait until he gets spammed with that for 33,000 times.
Damn screen. All right, press this. Okay. Go to your subclass. Press triangle. All right. Now what? And one more thing I'll say about the gunplay. The gunplay was very smooth. With the sniper, it was smooth. The AR, it was smooth. The shotgun, smooth. The rocket launcher, very smooth. I started as the warlock, I think, and throwing the little grenade thing was what's cool. I liked it all. It's like throwing a black hole on the ground. They were just getting sucked in. Very cool stuff. Very immersive. It felt like I was there. I can see the damage being done. I like
the damage.
That. So my conclusion overall with this game is I see both sides. I understand the veterans of this game and people that have put it down, people that can't put it down, they're picking it back up. I get all of their frustrations. But in the same sentence, god damn, it's a good game. God damn, it's a good game. I'm having so much fun. I was so locked in, I don't think I blinked for like a good 45 minutes while playing the game. It
be like that when you're grinding for guns and stuff. Sometimes you're like, what day is it?
You're in it. And it's very, very engaging, and the gameplay's very good. That's also what's unfortunate for these veterans that hate the game now because of the direction that it took and what the developers have done to basically take their money, wipe their ass with it, and throw it in the commode for them. However, I do wish that I didn't listen to the opinions of other people without formulating one myself. And I think people adopt the opinions of others way too much without formulating their own. And I am guilty of that. With this game specifically, I wish I would have tried it a lot sooner. Having a Warframe background, getting into Destiny 2 is extremely easy. I almost feel uncomfortable giving this game an official rating.
Well, that's why a lot of people went from Destiny to Warframe. There was like that cross-pollination where if you like Warframe, you can easily kind of fit into Destiny, but same thing with Destiny, you can go to Warframe, which is what you've seen. You've seen a lot of people migrate to Warframe because what the veterans are lacking and not getting from the devs from Bungie here, they're getting it from Warframe. Like, if you want devs who care about you and respect you and actually interact with you, Warframe is where it's at. It is. Now, if you want more graphics and you want more visuals and prettiness and a little bit sharper gunplay, because Warframe has gunplay, but also melee play and abilities, just like Destiny, but to, I would say, a higher degree, whereas Destiny is more refined. It's more specific to a certain extent, and someone's going to be out there like, you could just spam abilities. Well, yeah, I get it. I'm saying the gunplay is more refined. It feels more like an actual looter, like an actual regular first-person shooter versus Warframe, which is not a first-person shooter.
rating for as a new player with only 4 hours in, but I'll do it anyways. Without including all of the past things that the developers have done, I will just judge the gameplay itself. The game to me, gameplay-wise, is an 8.5 out of 10. I am enjoying it a lot. I hate that the story sucks. I hate that they removed a lot of the story and just expect you to jump into the game understanding what's going on. And I hate that I don't know how else they're going to ruin the game. So it's almost
same. Holy crap. Yeah. So he doesn't have historical context, and he knows about the biggest blunder of Bungie, but he doesn't understand the times that Bungie has lied, the times that Bungie has been deceitful and gaslighted the community. There's been a lot of things, historical context in 10 years. There's been a lot of lies and deception that have come from this company. And so when you talk to a veteran versus a new player, new players are coming from a fresh start. They have never interacted with Bungie or had this consumer interaction as some of the veterans do. So we know the worst of the worst. Whereas new players, you hear, oh, they remove content. That's pretty stupid. That to you is the biggest sin. Whereas when you look at the amount of different sins that Bungie has had, you realize, oh, yeah, we understand now why people are a little shady about Bungie, why there's a lot of distrust and anger towards them.
Almost to me, it feels like I don't want to love this game because I know it's like getting into a relationship with a cheater, man. You know she cheats, damn, but she's so hot. She loves so good, right?
I'm sorry, you caught me off guard. That is Bungie. Bungie can love you a lot and then will literally break your heart.
But she cheats. She might cheat on you again, but she says she's changed. She said she won't cheat on you again. You gonna take that chance? God damn it, I already did. Do I recommend?
Fallacy, there it is. I already spent money. There it is. I've already spent $30 or I've already spent $100. I'm gonna have to keep going. That's the trap. That is the trap. Welcome to the party. You now have Stockholm Syndrome.
In this game, absolutely. It's a free game. It's like 130 gigs. If you're a new player and you like looter shooters, you love Halo, definitely check this game out. No matter what a veteran says, I completely understand their gripes and complaints. However, I don't think that should deter you from actually trying the game yourself. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you've gained something from watching.
Yeah, check out the video down below. My final thought on what he says is I agree you should try it, but I feel like as you are playing the new player experience, as you finish it, my advice is to look up videos about the expansions, about the dungeons, try to do more research about the game. Please don't invest in this game without doing research. And yes, after you've played the base game, look and see what veterans say about the game. Look at what the criticism about Bungie is, because you can't. It is not intelligent to invest in a game that you have no idea about the developers and whether they respect you or not. There's a reason why I just overall make sure you know what you're buying, how much you're gonna have to spend. Like if you really want to get into this game, like there's a reason why I don't play Final Fantasy Online or all these other MMOs, is because you have to invest a lot of money and time into them. Maybe not as much anymore. That's because I haven't done my research, but exactly. You want to do your research before you invest into this game. This has been a game that's been out, like the series has been out for 10 years, but Destiny 2 has been out for like, what, 6 years, something like that. In general, do your research. Don't just assume that everything is free, because it's not. A large chunk of the main game is not free. You will have to spend money. You will have to spend time. And if you don't want to do as much money in this game, then please don't do it. Don't get into the fallacy of, I'm just going to spend a little money here, it'll be okay. No, you're going to end up spending a couple $100 unless you get on sale. You get everything bundled in a nice package so you can get it pretty cheap. But if you're not getting it on sale, don't fall into this trap of, well, I've just spent $30. Another $30, $40, $60. Oh, I'll spend $100. And then, oh, now I've spent $100. Now I got to spend $200, or how much it's going to cost you. Again, please be smart with your money. Make good choices. Listen to veterans. listen to new players like him. He can give you a side of it. But I do think discounting the veterans and their gripes is kind of insincere because these are the people who have played the game the longest. So they can give you insight onto one side of things, but you should definitely also try it for yourself. Get your opinion of the base game and then get the insight of the veterans who've been through the whole generation of the game. Like see what's the cons and pros from their side of things, and then make a valid decision based on your own value proposition, whether it's worth investing in this game or not. And that's my final thought. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, game out.